Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So this week had a couple of fun little things to talk about, but of course the biggest thing that happened was the Selfie Series, which if you didn't already see, I did not only a live stream talking about it, but I also did a kind of recap or kind of a highlight reel of the live stream as its own episode of Lightning Storm earlier this week. So I'm really not going to talk about the Selfie Series that much today, because there's really not much else to talk about with it. But there's other stuff to talk about. The ninjas are back in the news. We also have some interesting news at Hasbro Pulse and Big Bad Toy Store. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So first up for the week, we have Ninja Blue and Black in the news once again. So last week I talked about how the new release date on Target's website was May 26th for these figures, which of course was just the other day. And they did. They did actually release on Target's website. Actually, a couple of days earlier than that, they started shipping out sometime around Monday and Tuesday of this past week. People were charged for them, and they started shipping pretty much right after last weekend's episode of Lightning Storm. So the timing worked out very well on that front, and they've been arriving, and for the most part, people don't seem to have too terrible problems with them. Mine were pretty much okay. I finally got my reviews out of them this past week. If you did not see that on the channel, you can check that out right now for both Ninja Blue and Black. And just like last week, they are still being found all over Target stores across the country, alongside white and pink, of course. But now they are currently in stock on the Target website right now, so I'll be leaving a link to both of them in the description below if you didn't pre-order them and you would like to pick them up. Now, you can also get them on Hasbro Pulse right now. They did start shipping out to the pre-orders for those, and they're all listed in stock. All four of the ninjas from the first kind of wave or batch or whatever you want to call them are in stock on Hasbro Pulse right now as well. However, they are more expensive on Hasbro Pulse, so I personally wouldn't recommend getting them from there. I would just recommend getting them from Target, because you're going to pay like $25 a figure there compared to $26.49. So unless you just really want to go with Hasbro Pulse for some reason, at least Hasbro Pulse won't put giant stickers on the front of the boxes like Target did. But granted, those were pretty easy to take off. But like, I don't know, you could go with Pulse if you wanted to, or you can just get them from Target, or you can just find them in stores, so that way you can kind of quality control them yourself. Kind of look at them and go, yeah, that one's not screwed up or has a broken arm or a missing head or something like that, because these ones are definitely very finicky. And speaking of Hasbro Pulse, we have a little bit of information to talk about for Hasbro Pulse this week, starting with Red Ecliptor. So this one is, the news is pretty similar recently. It's ninjas, it's Red Ecliptor, it's just kind of back and forth with this. But Red Ecliptor has also started shipping out from Hasbro Pulse. So we talked about last week, they sent those emails that were like, hey, this is going to ship earlier than the August 1st release date that we had originally said. And usually when that happens, it's only a couple of days away before it starts shipping out from Hasbro Pulse, and it has done so. So it's also currently in stock on Hasbro Pulse if you did not pre-order it from there. So now you have that option. You can still go with Entertainment Earth. Red Ecliptor is starting to pop up on pretty much all the fan channel retailers that he's been currently sold at. So if you want that figure, and it's a pretty good one, I also reviewed that one this past week on the channel as well, you can go ahead and do so, and it's definitely earlier than August. But what would not be earlier than August is what was supposed to be earlier than August. So if you remember a couple of months ago, they kind of put up on Hasbro Pulse when, sometimes they do restock, sometimes they do new shipments or something. But basically they were putting back up for pre-order for a pre-order restock on Hasbro Pulse. 3 previously released figures that have definitely kind of skyrocketed in price recently, and that was Mighty Morphin Red and Lord Draken from Wave 3 back from 2019, and the Treya Triforia version of Zeo Gold from Wave 5 back in 2020. Now, when they had originally put these 3 up for pre-order for a restock, which there was not going to be anything different with the figure, they were going to be the exact same versions as the ones that came out back in 2019 or back in 2020. And when they were originally put back up for a restock pre-order, they were listed to come out in June of 2022, June 1st, I think specifically, which would be this upcoming week. Now, they are not. So at least one of them is not. Now, technically, I don't know if Zeo Gold and Lord Draken fall into this as well. I should actually probably check Hasbro Pulse right now on that front. Okay, yeah, it does actually apply to all 3 of them. So basically, they sent out emails this past week saying, hey, these are not going to be released on June 1st on Hasbro Pulse anymore. They're going to be released later on. Now, you still can't pre-order them right now. They've been down for pre-order for months. So basically, this only applies to if you have already pre-ordered them for the restock. Now, I got the email from Mighty Morphin Red because I have pre-ordered the restock of Mighty Morphin Red, because it's just the original Red Ranger, and I wanted to have one mint in box, for the retail price, at least the original version of it before they re-release it someday with an improved helmet and everything like that. But basically, Mighty Morphin Red was delayed from the June 1st release date to August 1st. And it also looks like Lord Draken has also been pushed to August 1st, and Zeo Gold apparently has been pushed to September 1st. So I know there's other retailers, like specifically Entertainment Earth, that has a lot of restock pre-orders available right now for pretty much the whole Mighty Morphin team. If you did not get them, you have somewhat of a different chance to get them. But Pulse kind of made this a big deal when they announced these three back in, like, I think it was November, it could have been like December when they announced that these were getting restocks. And now we're just gonna have to wait a little longer, but then again, it's still better than paying the aftermarket prices that these three figures go for in the 3 to 2 years since some of these have been released. At least you just have to wait a little while longer. And then finally for Hasbro Pulse this past week, we did talk about the Selfie Series, and like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I already did an entire dedicated Lightning Storm episode to it, so we don't really need to cover it right now. But the only thing I did want to mention of it is something that I did not mention in the live stream, or I think I mentioned it very briefly, but it was not in my recap video, and that was we found out from Ranger Command Power Hour, who actually took a screenshot of this when people were trying to order the Selfie Series figures, which did not work, by the way. If you tried to add it to the cart when it was available briefly, it would error out because it was a developer version of Hasbro Pulse that went live. But basically Ranger Command Power made sure to take a screenshot of the little warning that popped up that said that since these are customized to figures, you know, they're one-of-a-kind personalized figures, there will not be any refunds on these. All sales are final, and basically they did say with the exception of factory defects or like damaged products, which yeah, recently, that would probably beg to differ that a lot of them are probably going to turn out pretty messed up from the factories and stuff, if the ninjas are anything to go off of. So, like, I can only imagine how bad these are going to turn out. I still think that this line and this idea is really, really cool. I just personally don't think that Hasbro has the capabilities of pulling this off correctly, but I would love to be proven wrong. Like, please prove me wrong on that front. But it definitely is a little scary knowing that there will probably be a whole process to go through if you get a figure and it's messed up or it doesn't look like you at all or something like that. So granted, you know, we still don't even know if the Selfie Series is going to be a thing that ever even happens. It's just something that Hasbro is definitely planning on doing, and this was not supposed to be public information yet whatsoever. So anything Selfie Series Hasbro will not comment on for probably a while. I don't expect any kind of official announcement of this line anytime soon into it. Probably at least PulseCon, I would say, would be like the earliest bet. And we are getting another PulseCon this year, thanks to the Marvel team confirming that in an Instagram Live like a week or two ago. We don't know when PulseCon's going to be, but it's probably a pretty safe bet. It's either going to be in September or October, like it's been the last 2 years. But we'll just have to wait and see on any updates for the Selfie Series. And a little interesting thing for Big Bad Toy Store this past week. So I don't know why or how this is happening, but Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth as well, and I would not be surprised if they put one up right after this, seem to be getting a lot of previously store-exclusive Hasbro products. I'm not really sure. I think this has happened in the past for certain things, but they seem to be getting a ton. So recently, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, to some extent, have been putting up pre-orders for items in different Hasbro lines that used to be exclusives. I think Dorkside Toys was doing the same thing as well, actually, for some things. So I'm not really sure how this worked out, or maybe I think there's probably a certain contract, like, time frame that the stores have to have the item be exclusive to before they're allowed to be sold somewhere else if there's extras or something. But these are pre-orders, so it seems like they are doing a new run of them. But basically, Big Bad Toy Store, it kind of started when they posted the whole thing about the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Island figures, which were infamously Target exclusive figures, being available for pre-order on Entertainment Earth, and then Big Bad Toy Store, and then Entertainment Earth did the same thing. Well, of course, we're talking about it today. You know there's going to be something Lightning Collection. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it kind of started with Big Bad Toy Store announcing that they had been putting up pre-orders, and Entertainment Earth did put these up actually as well, now that I think about it. That was for the retro Morphin figures that used to be Walmart exclusives, so those like $12 flip head figures that we got, Ninja was included in that line and everything. Those are currently available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth, which is pretty cool for those who didn't get the Pink Ranger one. That one for some reason skyrocketed in price and is the most rarest of them all right now, but you can pre-order it right now for like $12.99. However, Big Bad Toy Store announced that they have pre-orders up for the previously Best Buy exclusive figure of the A-Squad Green Ranger. So, to be honest, I barely heard of anybody getting this actually from Best Buy, I got mine like imported over from Singapore, so I never even went through Pulse or Best Buy. But I know a lot of people got it from Pulse when they had the shared, when they sometimes get limited quantities of store exclusives. I think Best Buy probably had it at some point. I never saw it in a Best Buy. I know some people did, and I know it was available on Best Buy's website. But now you can get it for pre-order on Entertainment Earth, and it's just retail price. And it says that it has a release date of late June. So if you never got that one to complete your A Squad team, you have another option, and there will be a link to it in the description below, so you can pre-order it from there. And then finally for this week, we had the Power Pop Art 4-pack, multi-pack, box set, whatever you want to call it, of the Wave 11 Walmart exclusive packaging actually start shipping out from Walmart. So I did a video on this yesterday, but it did arrive. It's a very pretty set. It's a very nice set that I do highly recommend if you like the special packaging variants, or if you never got Wave 11. It's a really cool way to just get the whole wave in one go if it wants to balance on the floor. It's a very, very nice set. Now, what is good about it for the most part is that most people have been getting the corrected 6-stripe Silver Boot Learner Wolf as the version of it inside. However, you're not guaranteed to get the fully corrected version. There is at least one other variant of the box that are out there in the wild, regardless if you get it individually at Target at Walmart stores, or if you get it in the box set bundle, and that is a 6-stripe white boot variant. So you can either get half correct or you can get fully correct, and I've seen kind of a mixture of both. It does seem that it leans more towards getting a 6-stripe silver boot the way it's supposed to be, but I've definitely seen my fair share on Facebook and even on Twitter and everything of it coming with 6-stripe white boots. So just keep that in mind, but the set is available in stock right now on the Walmart website, and there will be a link in the description for that as well if you'd like to pick that one up and you don't want to wait for hunting them down in stores or whatever. And good luck on whichever variant of Lunar Wolf you get in this one, because there's really no way to know. And that's everything we have to talk about for this week. Of course, until next time, as always, I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below about anything I talked about this week. And of course, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LivingMajorKey or LightningFigPR. And I'll see you all in Lightning Storm. This is your lightning always strikes twice.